exist. Sameness does not exist. Shannon and I are two different people. Like, we have different anatomies, different movement habits. We spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to move past our habits into something that was approaching a real likeness, you know, knowing that we don't have one another's bodies, so it's never gonna be the same. And then, like, you know, in terms of the way that we look, you know, like, Shannon's skin is much paler than mine is. My arms are really long. Her torso is really long. She has really deep hip, like, she's just like a flex bot. And then, like, socially, you know, like just like the social things that we evoke, you know, like thinking about the things of our identity that might come out in the way that we move, or just the way that we look, you know, like this black guy, even though, you know, and I'm even curious about that, because it's like you know, wondering like what's socially, politically, what's gonna come across right away, you know, like just looking at us.
In class today, I felt like I was playing with how to arrive in these places, and Juma offered the idea that we're like these, what are they called? Something octopus?
Mimic octopus.
A mimic octopus, and that we could never, you know, like have the goal of just arriving in an end place, but that the traveling to each of the places was actually just as important as getting there. So I felt like that was kind of an interesting place to start off today, because then we could come into rehearsal and start working with Plastic City with that kind of like memory of this, like every place being as fully present, since we jump, you know, into these different worlds really quickly.
Yeah. That seems very much like what the piece is about, going from one state to the next, or from one full embodiment of something to then something that follows, that's in a completely different universe, that has, you know, is treating our relationship to one another in a completely different way, that has a different memory and different sound, of course different physicality. Today we came up with an order.
We did.
That seems successful.
Yeah.
And we might keep it. I think the feeling that I'm looking for in doing this piece, I want to find something that feels like a roller coaster, you know, where there are these significant dips where everything just cuts out, and all of a sudden I'm in a totally different place, and, you know, fearful for my life or whatever, and then, you know, in a different place where it's this upward progressive climb or something like that, and things have settled down and it feels a little bit more static or more controlled, or more predictable. But I feel like they're, you know, like a roller coaster. I like feeling unpredictable, but also resolved to just be where I am, because, you know, if you tighten up and tense up, and by the time that you get off, you have a whiplash and whatever, and I don't want whiplash. I just want to submit to whatever it is that we're doing right now, on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And I think that, yeah, that seems like it would be really appropriate for this piece, what we're working on here.
I feel like I probably live in clear states between when something feels lonely or when I feel alone in it, which is kind of an interesting state of being, or a place to be in, when it's a duet and there's someone who I have a direct relationship with on stage. But because we get these glimpses, and often the places that we land in are being defined by two different people, they feel full. I feel full, like complete in those states of being, or complete in those places, but it often feels very separated or isolated or alone.